Hey everyone, we're back on College Football 26 here with the Aggies in year three. We're up against Ole Miss, sitting at a very respectable 8-1 record. The Rebels are at 5-4. They've had some nice wins, but right now they're just not looking too great. The recruiting class has been an adventure for sure, but right now things are starting to shape together. We have added some three stars, which isn't ideal. And we're continuing to lose out on some of these blue chip prospects. So we're not going to have the same um, magnitude of class that we had last year on the high school side of things. I'm confident that we'll be able to sign a lot of good transfers again going into year four, but you never know. We're going hard. Yeah, we're going hard in on Mike linebacker. Demontre Trapuka has been an absolute beast for us this year, but I want plenty of depth there at linebacker because that's our weakest spot. Amani Omiyale, the five-star freshman who we were in first on, has now jumped to LSU in the recruiting battle. We're 1v1 with the Tigers, and they're looking like they're going to win him over. It doesn't really, I would love to get him, but we did get Forrest Bragg, who's the #1 recruit in the country. We're not anywhere to be found in the top classes right now. Only 2 5-stars. I believe we signed 7 last year. So this isn't really ideal. But I'm going to continue to go after go after all these guys that we're recruiting currently. Like I just don't like that he's so fucking slow. Like I love that he's 6'4", but 80 speed is that's a tight end right there. No offers. Let's try 4-star recruits. 5 stars. That'd be crazy. We'll look at more 3 stars, see what's up here. Kind of fill out the roster a little bit with some more positions of need. We don't need any more edge rushers. What's up? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bunch of these 3-star guys, and I'm just going to scout all of them, see if we have any gym prospects worth going after. Leo Charles here might be a gem. He sure is. 6'5", 188. That's a guy I want to go after, even though he's a 3-star. By the way, if you remember from last week, I'm Rainy. I changed my. Oh, what's up, man? Yeah, I do remember you. Welcome back. Corey Turbin here does not look half bad. 89 excel, only 72 tackle. He is small for being how slow he is. Mike Durham is a gem. 5'8", 211, the elusive bruiser. That is my favorite archetype for running backs in this game. So we are going to go after him. Not too keen on Turbin or Waiters or Farrell. We'll remove those 3. And then taking a look at the other 3 stars we've got on the board. We have Josh Gideon here. Did you make a new one or is this the same one? This is gonna be the same one. We're probably gonna be rocking with this same file for a while. Leati Tsui whatever. We're still in a battle with Bill Belichick for this guy. Likely gonna get him though. Fill out the class a little bit with some 4 stars, which we weren't as lucky with this year. Rayshawn Rattay, actually, I don't like him a lot. I think we could do better. Tori Gato, same thing. I think we could do better than him. Eric Page, was he good? Not really. I'll leave him on for a second, though. David Ngata. I'm just going to kind of keep really scrounging for some 3-star gems because I don't really want to be signing regular 3 stars to the squad. I like the Thumper archetype. Go after Sean Godwin here. We were going after a lot of guys from away from where we usually recruit. That's fine. We're a big enough program to do that. I wouldn't do that in smaller rebuilds, but we can do it here. Alabama, Georgia, these are some pipelines for us. Not too keen on either of those prospects, though. Jesus Reynoso is a guy we added, but he's a bust. Actually, I'm going to go to offensive tackles. God, really slim pickings here. How about guards? Yeah, not really many good choices. For O linemen, I'll add I'll add some guys here. Nate Robert. We'll add Gato back. Add Deontay Darling. Ooh, Cedric Cezale. He's smaller, but I'll add him. Then I'll add Khalid Keener, Dion Herbig. We could look at safeties. We could probably use some depth there. Go to any state. Jalen Aikman. All right, I think that's fine. We'll scout these guys. Oh, I did say we could do better than this guy. All right, we'll look at Deontay Darling. Oh, I forgot. O-line costs so much for me to scout. Khalid Keener. He's a gem. It's good to see. I want to look at the quarterback, Sean Godwin. He's fine. Then I'll start on Dion Herbig as well. All right, that's just a that's gonna be a project for the off season. I don't know if we sign any of those guys. We're probably gonna replace them all with transfers, and then there'll be, safety options if we were to what am I trying to say? If we were to switch things up and just come back in after losing some battles in the transfer portal, sign some extra bodies for the roster. Since we are year in and year out, we're going to have some big senior classes if we continue to work in the transfer portal like we do. Either way, we are here starting game number 10 of the season. We're 8-1 up against the 5-4 Rebels. This is a scrappy Rebel squad. They've got the transfer QB from Wake Forest at the helm. After the departure of Austin Simmons for the portal, who was at Clemson, a team we beat earlier on in the season. Here at Vaught Hemingway Stadium, the Rebels wearing the Navy alternates, which is their old home uniform before they ditched them for the more traditional powder blue that most of college football is familiar with right now. We're going to start things off here. Eli Holstein and company. RPO, he gets it over to Cordell Russell. for a solid gain. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Here's the give. Amani Ogba will power forward for just 2. Disciplined job by the Ole Miss defense there to hold him to just a small gain on the play. Brings up a 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 4. Over the middle, that one's caught. It's Bussey, who's got 10 receiving touchdowns this season. He's having a breakout season despite the restraints of his development trait. He's been a key piece for us since his freshman year. Here's Holstein to scramble. He'll run it, and he will pick up 8 on the play. Eli Holstein seemed a little shaken up after the play, but he'll stay on the field. Here he snaps it. The pass is deflected at the line. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Aggies. As they'll come back out onto the field. Here's the snap. Holstein to run. He pitches it out to Amani Ogba at exactly the right time. Amani Ogba down the sideline and out of bounds at the 13. It's a huge gain for the Aggies on the play. And the redshirt freshman running back was off to the races. Here's Holstein giving it back to Ogba, who had an open space, but he juked back inside and won't get anything on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Amani Ogba will be, oh no, that's DeAndre Ryden will actually be dropped for a loss of 3 on that play. That's concerning because Ryden usually comes out blazing and then falls behind. Here's Holstein to scramble. Gets a block from Russell to the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. Eli Holstein with a 16-yard touchdown scamper. And we're going to get it back here on 1st and 10. Holstein snaps it. The give to Amani Ogba. And he's going to pick up a lot. 1st and 10. Moving the chains on the 10-yard carry. Up 7-0. In control thus far. Amani Ogba's dropped for a loss of 2 on that play. It's Isaiah Gibson who brings him down. Holstein scrambling out. He's going to get dropped for a sack. Jeffrey Rush with the loss of 8. It's the D tackle chasing him down and eventually bringing him down for the sack. Holstein stepping back. Fires over the middle, incomplete. It was intended for Bussey, but he took a shot as soon as he threw it. And it'll be a quick 3 and out for that Ole Miss offense. The Rebels have had a very good defense this year, but their offense has taken a significant step back for where it's been the past few years, probably because it's no longer run by head coach Lane Kiffin, who spent a year at Clemson last year, and now he's coaching in the NFL. Here's a lob pass. It'll be Isaiah Williams, who will not come down with it. It's underthrown and intercepted. Picked off by TJ Banks. Oops. Did not mean to play the moments. As the game is now tied at 7 after the costly interception. Holstein the give. Amani Ogba's going backwards 2 yards. It's Isaiah Gibson who's been an X factor today for the Rebels. Here's Bussey, gets a speed boost over the middle, and he's in. Touchdown number 11 on the season for Terry Bussey, who hits the gritty in the end zone after a 19-yard strike from Holstein. But Ole Miss immediately responds. We're in a shootout right now, folks, with the Rebels. We knew it would be closer than expected. As now we'll scramble out. It will throw incomplete, intended for Williams again. That was a dangerous pass that if Holstein underthrew that, we would be in serious trouble. Here's the give. Amani Ogba with a juke, and he picks up 2 on the play. Isaiah Gibson brings him down. Here's the snap. The throw for Coyote Armstrong, who makes the grab. It will be 4th and 3, and we'll decide to punt it away. The defense rolls up and will get the stop. So we'll be looking at a 1st and 10 from our own 20. Russell in motion. Here's the give. It's Amani Ogbah, who gets through, but then gets pummeled for 1 yard. Holstein snaps it. Throwing for Cordell Russell, and it's incomplete. Gibson again, who has 3 tackles and 3 TFLs today, in on the play. Here's the snap. Over the middle, threads the needle to Celesi Miles. Miles with the first down. Elijah Oleke and Eli Holstein have been pretty even so far in this matchup. There's a lob pass. It's going to be caught in stride, and Cordell Russell's going all the way to the house. Touchdown, Aggies. 2 catches, 71 yards, and a score. That's a 67-yard dime by Holstein. But Ole Miss is going to score right back before half. I'm kind of disappointed with how our defense has been playing recently. They haven't been as sharp over the past few weeks as I would have liked. Here's going to be a sack as Quamel James brings down Holstein. It's a timeout, Aggies, as we got to sit back and game plan here, because I do want to get some points here before the half. 21-21. Their defense hasn't shown any signs of slowing up, and we're going to get intercepted again. Holstein hit as he throws. That's his 12th pick of the year. Rick Garnes on the interception, and Ole Miss is going to score back before half. The pressure is back on us because our defense can't get a stop. Ole Miss scores again, and it's 31-21. This is the worst our defense has played this entire series. Holstein hit as he throws again. Ole Miss has been able to do whatever they want, whenever they want, and we are struggling to move the ball here. Holstein sees an open Coyote Armstrong, makes the grab in stride. Armstrong past midfield, and we will run hurry up offense here. And we'll snap it, Holstein. Gets it to Bussey. That'll be 4. Contested catch made by Bussey, who has been great for us this season. Now here's the snap to give. Ogbah's going backwards. It's a loss of 1. Andy Jaffe, the safety on the tackle. Oh man, I like it. Cordell Russell's open. Down the sideline, makes the catch into the end zone. Touchdown. And we are now within 3, once again, of the Rebels. 3rd down and 3 for Elijah Oleke and company. The transfer from Wake Forest went 2-10 last year. Here he threads the needle to the tight end. It's going to be a first down. Hayden Bradley is injured on the play, but he picks up the first down. And they'll kick a field goal to take a 6-point lead. This has been a shootout here in Oxford, closer than we all expected. But, I mean, this Ole Miss team is scrappy. That one is going to be caught. It's Russell again. Cordell Russell having one of the games of his life today as we thread the needle to him once again. Holstein going to pull it on the read option. Everybody bit on Amani Ogbah, and Eli Holstein is going to pick up 9 yards. If he reached for that first down, we would have easily converted, but I'm not trying to fumble here, down by a score. We'll lob it up for Bussey, who got the route run for him, and he won't come down with it. In tight coverage, Terry Bussey can't make the grab. Very unfortunate. We'll snap it. Holstein to scramble. He's rolling out. He throws it away. 4th and 1. The Aggies will stay on the field. It's too short to punt, too far to kick. Here's the give. Amani Ogbah won't get it. and Ole Miss takes over. We could challenge because I think he got it, but I'm just going to keep going with the game. We get a big-time sack on Elijah Oleke, and we're able to get the ball back now. 1st and 10. Here's the snap. They're double-teaming Cordale Russell. We're still going to get it to him, and he still makes the grab. Cordale Russell looking like every bit of a first-round pick right now. Here's Holstein. He'll roll out. He's got Isaiah Williams open, but he misses him. Holstein flat out misses his target, Isaiah Williams, who's been a role player, and then he's also been a star at times for us this year. Holstein going down. He will lose 6 on the play. You got to get at least a field goal out of this drive if you're us. Here's the snap. Holstein hit as he throws on the halfback screen. It was instant pressure from Kwamel James. And we will kick the field goal, make it within 3. We get a quick 3-and-out defensively, and we get the ball back. No rush whatsoever offensively, but we do need to score. RPO, it's intercepted again! A 3rd pick by Eli Holstein, and it's going back for 6. That's going to cost us the game most likely. Holstein has played so badly in the last few weeks of the season. He is legitimately the reason we're just barely getting by in these games. And that one's incomplete, intended for Bussey. Holstein's been picked off 3 times today. His season total's already up to 13. I'm pretty sure that's the most in the SEC. He makes lots of mistakes, but look at this. Broken play. It's going to be caught by Amani Ugba, and he's going to go all the way to the house. Wide open was the halfback on the left side of the field. It's a 73-yard touchdown. And we'll go right back to Ole Miss, and we get it back, 41-38. Brian Nelson with an incredible interception on defense. Finally, we're not the ones throwing it back to the defense. Rick Gaines with a TFL. He brings Amani Ogba down for a loss. Here's the snap. Holstein got a pancake with time. Throwing. It's Armstrong over the middle of the field. Picking up the first down to the 3-yard line. Here's the play action. Holstein. Everyone's locked up. And it's deflected at the line. He scrambled out and tried to throw back across his body. He was unable to do so. Here's the give. Amani Ogba powering forward, reaching for the end zone. He won't get it. That'll bring up 3rd and goal. Just about 3.5 minutes to play in the game. We are trailing by 3, and Holstein gets in. That's his 6th all-purpose touchdown of the game. He's made a fair share of mistakes, though. We get it right back. Jalen Braxton with the interception. And now the momentum's all ours. 2:56 to play. Time to start running out that clock with the lead in opposing territory. Amani Ogba's only going to get 1. But all we need is a first down here, and we will be in control. Here's the snap. The throw over the middle. It's Russell who drops it. He's been a dog for us all day, but this time he just doesn't hold on. Tyler White nails a 51-yarder, and it's a 7-point lead. A big sack on Elijah Oleke makes it 2nd and 18. We'll hop in on defense. Oleke snaps it. The blitz is coming. He gets the pass off, and it'll be 7. Quick to the sideline. And now we are right back on defense, 3rd and 11. The give to the running back will get 4. That'll take us to the 2-minute mark. Javon Edwards, and they won't get the 4th down. I didn't mean to sim that, but they don't get it. We get to take back over on offense. Here's Armstrong on a short gain. That'll be the final timeout for Ole Miss. Here's the give for Amani Ogba up the middle. It'll get 1. 3rd and 6 now. Just about a minute to play. DeAndre Ryden is the halfback. Holstein, the snap. He'll roll out. On the run, it's incomplete. We'll kick a field goal to make it a 10-point lead with just about a minute to play. And it's over. 51-41. What a shootout. We did not punt the ball once this game. It was touchdown, field goal, or interception today. Elijah Oleke played great. Holstein was solid. Threw 3 interceptions, which is just unacceptable. Ogba was bad. Ryden was bad. Cordell Russell had the game of his life. 189 yards, 2 scores. Bussey was great as well. Basantis gave up a sack, but he did have 9 pancakes. Williams and Vasic with sacks. And then Braxton and Nelson, each looking the part of top day 1 draft picks in next season's draft. We improved to 9-1 on the season. Eli Holstein has set the Texas A&M career passing touchdowns record. Really? Really? He's got 74 career passing touchdowns in his Aggie career. Or no, not in his Aggie career, in his so far this save, that is. Records. I hate that it doesn't default to our team for this. It defaults to our team for everything else. Passing touchdowns, Eli Holstein. That's incredible. Good for him. And we'll advance. Ole Miss is 5-5. You got to beat one of the last 2 games, and considering one of them is Mississippi State, they will go to a bowl game. They played us extremely well. We're not going to get Amani Omiyale. He goes to LSU. That's a rival team of ours. And we get an FCS school this week. I expect us to throttle them. Oh my God, looks like USC found Mike Durham as well, and they want him bad. Jabu Rome, we want him to come in week 13. He's a 4-star gem. Offensive tackles, we'll scout Nate Robert. Certainly one of these guys is a gem, right? It's not going to be Robert. Will it be Dion Herbig? He's a gem. So we find 2 gem linemen on the recruiting trail to go after in Khalid Keener and David Herbig, or Dion Herbig, that is. We'll go into both of them. Not going to get David Olasny. Going into all of these guys. Didn't get Amani Omiyale. Offered Jalen Aikman. Don't know if I'll go after him. So we have 20 prospects right now. That's kind of the sweet spot in my opinion. We'll schedule a visit and pitch playing time to Artie Shakir. We'll schedule a visit, pitch pro potential to Josh Gideon. Have both those guys come in. And now we play an FCS school. This is going to be fun because, oh my God, they're awful. Eli Holstein, Amani Ogba and company, this is where we let some of our youngsters play and let some of those guys really see what we have in them for the future of our program. We're up against an FCS opponent. These guys are awful, and we should blow the doors off of them and have the backups in after halftime. just like the New Mexico State game. Here's the snap. Cordell Russell makes the grab over the middle. I did forget to look at what happened last week and preview the games this week. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that. Hold up. This isn't real. Because this is a crucial week of the season. College football playoffs are really shaping up right now. Doesn't look like we got a lot of parity considering we're in fifth. But week 11, let's see what happened. Georgia beats Kentucky. USF is 9-1. Michigan handles Penn State. Michigan's been playing as good as anybody lately. Kansas knocks off Iowa State. That's now 2 losses in a row for the Cyclones. Missouri upsets South Carolina. That's 2 in a row for the Gamecocks. And the Tigers' season is done. They're 6-6. They're going to a bowl game. They had no hope of going to a bowl game until that win. Oklahoma State's been rolling. On the other hand, Texas Tech has now lost 4 in a row. Florida State beats Wake Forest. Another rough year for the Demon Deacs. Temple finally falls. East Carolina hands the Owls their first loss of the year. Florida beats Vanderbilt 66-0. Tennessee edges by Texas. The Longhorns are 6-5 going into their matchup against the Aggies in Kyle Field. A 6-6 Longhorn team would arise some big problems in Austin, and there would be some coaching changes and some big-time changes in the portal as well. North Carolina handles business. Pitt has been very good this year. Duke is Duke. They're 10-0. They're unstoppable. Clemson has been rolling. The Tigers have won 6 in a row, as they are now 7-3, turning around their season. Austin Simmons settling in. They hand the Irish just their second loss of the year. Ohio State squeaks past Maryland. The Buckeyes, with the incredible quarterback-receiver duo of Raiola and Hudson, who might just be the first 2 picks in the draft. Washington State squeaks past Boise State. You got Tulane continues to be disappointing with Deuce Knight. BYU is in the top 10 at 9-1. LSU beats Oklahoma, knocking them out of the top 25. And then the title match, USC beats Oregon, and they are number 2 in the country right now. They're as good as anybody. Rutgers upsets UCLA. The Bruins were once ranked in the top 10. Now they're falling out quite a bit. Auburn is back in the top 10. Baylor shuts out TCU in a big rivalry upset. I told you that that game was going to be crazy, and it did not disappoint. Now week 12, you got the rivalry between Miami and Florida State, the number 15 team at 7-3 against the number 16 team at 7-3. Both are 5-2 in conference. I think this game is going to decide whoever loses this is out. No matter what, you lose this, you're not in the playoffs. You win this, you have a chance. That's how this game is going to go in Tallahassee. 7:30 p.m. rivalry matchup. Anything could happen. I like Steve Angeli in Miami to go get the win in this one and keep their playoff hopes alive. TCU is 8-3. Colorado is 7-3. I don't think either of these teams have a shot at the playoff, but both could go to an elite bowl game if you win this game. Washington at Syracuse. The Huskies still have some playoff hopes. Those would be stomped if they lost this trap game on the road. Oklahoma State at SMU. SMU spoiled everybody's season despite only being 6-4. The Cowboys are 8-3, but they really haven't played as well as their record says. When they lose bad. Moving on, you got UCLA at Ohio State. I think there's no possible way the Buckeyes lose this game. I'm a UCLA hater. I liked them when they had Nico. This year they've fallen off. BYU in no world should lose to 3-7 Arizona. Auburn and Tennessee is a fun one. The Vols have gotten past Oklahoma. They got past Texas. Now they're in a top 10 matchup against Auburn. The Tigers are likely out of the playoffs at 8-3. Actually, maybe not. Probably the Vols, if they win this at 9-1, you improve to 10-1. That basically guarantees you a playoff spot, even if you lose your final game of the year to Vanderbilt, which they won't. Georgia at South Carolina. The Gamecocks are on a skid right now. They've lost 2 games they absolutely in no world should have lost. If they upset the #1 ranked undefeated Bulldogs here, you're right back in the playoff picture, which is just insane. Temple needs to bounce back. They have a loss on the season, and they're hosting Tulane. Deuce Knight, could he finally be a spoiler? Pitt at Virginia Tech, an interesting matchup. North Carolina at Duke, rivalry game. Can Bill Belichick hand the Devils their first loss of the season and just their second loss of the whole series? It's year 3. And then the title matchup, it's USC featured again. Second week in a row where they've been going on the road to face a top 10 conference opponent. It's Michigan. I think this is the game of the year so far. Bigger than Alabama, Ohio State was. Bigger than Georgia against us was. USC, Michigan. Michigan is 6th, and they're 9-1, but they're playing as good as anybody right now. They shut out Northwestern 80-0. Northwestern was a team that was ranked this year. Michigan killed them. Michigan has been beating teams by 3, sometimes even 4 scores weekly. USC is the reigning champions. They got Marcel Reed at quarterback. They only have 1 loss this season. And boy, would I love to see them go to the Big House and knock them off. This is going to be a crazy game. Northwestern at Oregon. The Wildcats have entirely fallen off. I think they've lost like 6 in a row. They're 1-6 right now. Oregon is probably going to get the win here and knock them out of bowl contention. 17th ranked Alabama still in the picture at 7-3. They need to go on the road and beat 8th ranked 9-1 LSU to stay in the picture. That's going to be a fun game. You got Florida unranked against Kentucky. The Gators lose this one. That's a coaching issue. That's when we have some conversations about what's going on behind the scenes, and then some other smaller matchups here. The Battle of I-10 is this week. New Mexico State against UTEP. The Miners with a chance to go bowling after this win. Either way, now it's time to hop in against FCS Southeast. This is not a Division I FBS program. And therefore, we should absolutely throttle these guys. It should be a New Mexico situation where we have the starters out of the game at halftime, and we should have all youngster freshmen in by the mid-4th quarter. We're kicking it away to the opposing. Oh, and we get it right back in the score, touchdown, 29-yard run by Monty Ogba, Gabriel Traore interception. That's exactly what we like to see, getting it right back. Already up 7-0 before I even play a play today. Holstein snaps it. Here's the pass for William. No, it's for Bussey. Bussey steals it from his teammate and goes all the way. Touchdown, Aggies. Bussey takes it out of the hands of Isaiah Williams and turns it upfield for his 12th touchdown of the year. The senior says, "Give me that." This pass was 100% for the drag route on Isaiah Williams, and Terry Bussey just smacks into him, comes down with the ball, and then turns it upfield and outspeeds everyone in the stadium. It's a 55-yard touchdown, and we've had 2 plays offensively, 2 touchdowns. We're going to get it back after they punt it for a touchback. Holstein, the snap, lobbing it up for Amani Ogba, the running back, who's going to make the catch in stride, and it's 3 plays, 3 touchdowns for the Aggies. Amani Ogba waves goodbye to the crowd. It's an 80-yard receiving touchdown for our halfback. And oh my God, it's 21-0, just over halfway through the first. What is happening right now? Holstein rolls back, unloads, and it's incomplete. Finally, we show that we're human, as Holstein's pass was off the mark. Here's the give to Amani Ogba. Ogba spin move, and he picks up the first down. 2 carries, 44 yards today for Amani Ogba, and it looks like I was right about Michigan. They knock off the Trojans, And they'll immediately slot into the top 5. No, picked off. Why did I throw that? That's our 14th pick of the year. That was stupid. That was utterly stupid. I'm getting worse at this game, and it's weird. Holstein snaps it. Lobbing it up. Cordell Russell. He's going to make up for it with another touchdown. Aggies, bang, in the end zone. Gritty. 64-yard score. Holstein has 4 completions. 3 of them are for touchdowns. Oh my God, FCS scored a touchdown. That's pitiful. How on earth did we give up a touchdown to this FCS school? Holstein snaps it on the run. He'll get Keody Armstrong over the middle of the field. First down. Eli Holstein already over 200 yards passing. And we just started the second quarter. Holstein to Miles. Celeste Miles picks up 5. Here's the snap to give to Amani Ogba, who gets a juke move and picks up the first down. Amani Ogba, 3 carries, 49 yards, is about as good as it gets for young running backs like him. Holstein to scramble. And Ogba diving couldn't make the catch. It was out of bounds anyways. But my goodness, would that have been a highlight reel play by our halfback, who's come on as a receiving threat lately. Now he's taking off in the run game. Touchdown Aggies. Amani Ogba on the inside zone is loose. 36-yard score. And it's now 35-7. Very quickly, this game is getting out of hand. Here we go. Oh, they press. Love to see it. Turn upfield. Oh my goodness. The flip to Russell. And it goes for the first down inside the red zone. Everything's going right now for Eli Holstein, who's just slinging it. Here's the give. Ryden up the middle. Picks up 8. DeAndre Ryden with a nice gain on his first touch. I'm picking this to be one of his best games of his career, since he'll get so much playing time late in the game. Holstein gets it to Armstrong, who breaks the tackle and walks in. Touchdown, Aggies. Keody Armstrong points to the crowd after a score for the sophomore. And we're going to get it right back. Still in control, 42-7. Here in just the mid-second quarter, we give it to Amani Ogba, who won't get anything. 5 carries for 85 yards. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, Amani. Here we are. Holstein snaps it. He'll roll out. Doesn't like the look. He'll just throw it away. Not trying to throw another interception here. 7 of 12 passing doesn't look great, but when you look at the yards and the touchdowns, then things start to get impressive. Holstein over the middle. It's Russell makes the grab. 4th and 4. Why not? We're sending the offense out there. We don't care. Celeste Miles makes the grab. Juke move for the tight end. And he's off to the races. Across or nearing midfield. And once again, we are in business with a first down. Holstein. Play action. Got a pancake. He's going to throw over the middle. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Bussey. Or no, caught. He caught it and then just stopped out of bounds as if he had dropped it. But it's going to be a dart to the sideline for a first. Here's Amani Ogba losing a yard. 6 carries, 84 yards today for Amani Ogba. He's been as efficient as anybody. Here's the snap. Holstein running around. Playmaking. Throwing for Amani Ogba, incomplete. Tried to turn it upfield for his halfback and just flat out missed the throw. That's one you got to make. Obviously, he's made some great ones today. Here's a throw over the middle. It's Bussey. Bussey still on his feet. Terry Bussey down to the 3, doing his thing here today. First and goal for the Ags. And that will bring us to the 2-minute mark. Here's the give. Amani Ogba down to the 1. And this one's knocked away. Third and goal. We'll just quarterback sneak, tush, push it in to make it a 49-0 game. And we are in. It's going to be 49 zilch, folks. Good God. All right. We start the second half. This will be the final drive of the day for the offensive starters before we put the backups in. Holstein to scramble, on his feet and on the move. First down and more, breaking a tackle. Temple just lost to Tulane. That's 2 in a row, knocking the Owls likely out of the playoffs. I'm not going to say knocking them entirely out, but I'm saying that is very likely they will be missing the playoffs. And that's incomplete. Holstein's pass is inaccurate, as it'll be second and